All right, everyone. Welcome to this Monday Sidereal Astrology forecast for April 17th, 2017. So today we have the moon in Sagittarius coming off of what may have been a more deeper weekend with the moon in Scorpio and Ophiuchus. So coming into this week, we do have a bit of maybe open-mindedness. We've gone through the depth of things. Now we're willing to see the larger picture of the matter. So can be good for philosophy, opening our mind to potentials, but maybe even too physically, maybe accessing that adventurous spirit of ours and a bit of freedom in our life as well. But along with that emotional energy of Sag, we do have the sun in Pisces, that conscious energy in a very watery part of the chart, which has been about intuition, developing that inner guidance. And we do have Mercury retrograde going back into Pisces now, going into the coming week. So with our mind, we may start to notice this shift this early part of the week of now starting to, as we were before in the prior weeks, before Mercury had left Pisces about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, more of this now watery time with our thinking, right? Does make it really good for intuition, does make it really good for listening to your dreams, and any other type of like writing, like automatic writing, things like that can really help you, again, get in touch with that inner guidance. So a lot of that receptive energy being added to the mix with Mercury going back into Pisces. So anyways, today we do have the sun trining up to Saturn, and we have Mercury trining the North Node, as well as Venus still sextiling Mars from last Sunday. So if last Sunday you felt like there was a little bit of the maybe motivation with relationships, a bit of passion there, a bit of directness, but yet still a willingness to cooperate and work with others, that is still, I think, strong here today. The sun trining up to Saturn does give us a good reserve and groundedness when it comes to the things we're focused on. Could be a good day for productive things, but anything that does require patience, discipline, and the slow and steady approach. The Mercury trine North Node can give us some insights about our life path here today as well, which, again, with the moon in Sagittarius, I think we're already sort of wanting that, feeling that more expansive view. All right, so let's go ahead and break this down in more detail. All right, so there is the moon in Sag. Sagittarius is all about the free-spirited side of ourselves, which can be mentally, right? Such as I was saying, studying philosophy or thinking about things in a larger perspective, higher learning, things like that. But also, spiritually as well, expanding our spiritual horizons and seeing what is possible in our life and expanding to that. Sort of asking ourselves, what is our worldview? What do we see as possible right now? And through that, maybe accessing a bit of that adventurous energy of going outside, getting some fresh air, going for walks, anything that literally expands our horizons can go very well and help us feel emotionally rooted with the moon in Sagittarius. So speaking of all this now, more Pisces energy with Mercury going back into Pisces this week, adding to the mix. We will have the sun shifting into Aries not much longer. But certainly going through this early part of the week, yes, a lot of watery energy still. And the things that maybe we're rethinking or redoing right now with this Mercury retrograde, again, I think going within for the answers, listening to that intuition, automatic writing, dream journaling, meditation, praying, all of these, what you might call spiritual or psychological pursuits, can be the source of insight. Now, if it's just the mind, if we're just thinking about things, there can be confusion and doubt. Mercury is debilitated in Pisces, doesn't like to be here. So it can, with our mind likes to know things. But Pisces is about not knowing. It's about no-thingness. And so the more willing we are to connect to not knowing rationally or practically or tangibly, but knowing within our gut, within our feeling, within that intuition, that is a great way of working with this very Piscean time, I think, as it has been and probably a little bit more this early part of the week. All right, so speaking of that Mercury, let's talk about that. So with that retrograde, though, Mercury will be trining up to the North Node on a sort of minor note. there might be some insights about our life path today. So listening through that reconsideration, rethinking, right? And I think generally for all of us with the North Node in Leo, it's been a time of, that life path about discovering that self-expression, what we're passionate about, what we enjoy, having a bit of fun, playful energy in our life, creative energy, right? And all in all, just expressing ourselves. So the more open I think we are to learning about that, I think it can really facilitate whatever our unique life path is. And if you do want to know what your specific life path is, I do recommend watching the life path video. I'll put a link down in the comment section, which helps you identify your North Node in your personal chart and what that means for you. But today, the strongest energy is probably going to be the Sun trining up to Saturn. I think there's a grounded energy about the day. As I said, I think it does make it really good for productive things and whatnot. But it's all in all, because we have this groundedness, we're just willing to take things slow here today, right? To take things one step at a time, to work on things with a bit of patience, responsibility, right? And seeing the big picture. So anything that does require that, whether it's your work or for some of you, it might be relationships or whatever, you can check your weekly, for your specific sign to see what houses this is associated with. But generally, anything that does require that grounded approach can go very well here today. And when we're expressing ourselves, we can have that groundedness. And again, whatever we're focused on can have that groundedness. All right, very nice trine there. And Saturn being retrograde too, just keeping in mind that all of our structures are still going through this reconsideration, rehashing, redoing at the moment. So with all these retrograde energies, it's still very good to be flexible at the moment. But Venus has recently gone direct after her very long retrograde last weekend. She went direct on Saturday. And so things, I think, are starting to move forward, maybe with relationships. If there's been some things that you've been reconsidering, rethinking, or putting on the back burner regarding relationships all the way since early March, that stuff is starting to shift forward this early part of the week. And today we can't have a bit of a passion or electricity or just a healthy sense of openness and vulnerability with relationships still. At least there's an opening for that. Venus sextiling Mars can sort of give that or make that available. All right. And anything that does require our personal needs and relationship needs or others' needs can harmonize, can synergize, right? Making it very good for directness, yet cooperation and working with others. All right. So that's the day generally. What I would say most importantly is the Sun trining Saturn, this grounded energy, constructive, very good for whatever we're focused on or expressing at the moment. Venus sextiling Mars does give us a good yin-yang, masculine-feminine combination, which can make it good for relationships, but anything we really enjoy or value, right, can have that bit of, flow about it or opening about it to maybe do some things or get into that bit more of a direct, active sort of energy with them. All right, the moon is going to be in a minor sextile up to Neptune the second half. It might be a bit easygoing, but I think the second half, along with this willingness to probably flow a bit, on some level, at least emotionally, probably because of that expansive perspective we have, I think we'll be learning a bit about where we can move and where life is taking us this year. Again, fundamentally for everyone in regards to what we enjoy and that passion in our life. All right, so that's the day generally. Yep, Mercury going back into Pisces, still very watery, great for intuition, and the moon in Sagittarius, great for accessing that adventurous spirit, whether it's of your mind, emotions, spiritually, or quite literally. All right, so I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.